Well, good morning. My name is Tom. I come to you from Northern Maine. Welcome to my shop today. What we're doing today, I'm gonna talk about building camp stairs. But I'm starting a new ice fishing house, family size for all the grandsons and my daughter and husband and all of that. So we're building probably one of the biggest fish houses that I've ever built. Most of my fish houses are only 2-man fish houses, 3-man. But I really want to be able to take the grandsons out ice fishing this winter. They are showing a big interest. So is my daughter. So we're gonna capitalize on that and take them out fishing. But before I got some big skis out there, wooden skis. That will be the skis for the fish house. And I thought it would be a great time to go over how to build a set of stairs. I am a retired carpenter. I built houses and cabins and restored cabins and repaired cabins, camps, everything in the state of Maine for better than 35 years. And then I retired out of it. But in the comments I've been hearing, I sent out a little post the other day. What would you like to see for videos in 2022? And I had 2 or 3 comments that come in. They'd like to see some more building videos, stuff like that. So that got me to thinking about these skis and a set of camp stairs or house stairs. I say camp because that's what I worked on 90% of my life. So what I'm going to show you is how to build a set of stairs out of them skis. It's very simple. Building stairs and stuff like that, that's how you could really tell a carpenter from some guy that could just swing a hammer. If they could build a set of stairs, then they were a pretty good carpenter. But there's a couple of secrets to it that really building stairs are not that difficult. People make them out to be more difficult than what they are. They're really not that difficult. So I'm going to take 3 basic tools that you can get anywhere, and I'm going to show you how to lay out a set of stairs. One is you got to get yourself a square, a 2-foot square. Now I've had this one for probably 40 years. And then you got to get yourself a set of buttons. And I'm going to show you these buttons up close and personal when I'm laying out the stairs. And you need a pencil. And believe it or not, and a tape measure. You're going to need a tape measure because there's a measurement that you're going to need. And the measurement that you're going to need to start things out with is the height from the bottom of the stairs. Say you was in a basement. And you need the height from the cement floor to the very top of the first floor that you're going to be bringing your stairs up to. And what I mean by very top, I mean whatever's covering it. And not just the top of the floor joist, not just the 1/2-inch plywood or 3/4-inch plywood decking or whatever's there for decking, but you're going to need that measurement from the top of the floor, cement floor, to the very top, the part that you're walking on the first floor. You need to know that measurement, that distance right there. That is critical to having a good set of stairs. And I'm going to go over a couple of points here because you want to build a set of stairs that are safe, that people won't trip on. And what that means is each, as you have what's called a tread. That's the part that your foot stands on. And then you've got the riser. And that's the distance from one step to the next step to the next step. That's called a riser. This riser, you want that riser to be exactly the same on each and every step. That means the very bottom step as well as the very top step, because that's where you're going to trip. If you set up a set of stairs where the risers are all the same and one step is off, even by a 1/2 inch or an inch, that's where you're just going to fall down the stairs. That's why it's so critical that each one of these steps is exact. And how do you come up with that? Remember the measurement from the cement floor to the first floor. You divide that measurement by whatever number it takes to get it to come out equal. And what I mean by that is the maximum that you want to make a riser. That's the top of one step to the top of the next step. The maximum you want is 8 inches. You never go over 8 inches. And even 8 inches is not good. But you use that as a base. So you divide that 8 inches into that measurement. Say it was 7 feet between the first floor of the cement and the top. Say it's 7 feet. So you divide 8 inches into that 7 feet, and you'll come up with a, say it's 7 3/4. You'll come up with a measurement there. You'll come up with something. So you just keep dividing that down and say, so it's not equal. So now you try 7.5. 7.5 would be in a calculator. So you divide that by 7.5 inches and see if it comes out equal. If it still doesn't come out equal, then try 7 inches. And keep doing that until you get the exact measurement for laying out a stairs. And that's where this is going to come in, and this is where I'm going to take you to the sawhorses with a tape measure, a pencil, and these buttons. What you're going to do with this square is you're going to lay out your tread. And that's the part that your foot walks on. And that can be anything. That can be 8 inches, that can be 10 inches, that can be 12 inches. I like a good wide tread for my foot. I want plenty of, I call them old people stairs. I want plenty of tread for my foot to land on. And the maximum that I want to build is 7.5 inches for the riser. That is, this would be your tread your foot steps on, and then this right here is the riser, which is the next step. The most that I want is 7.5 inches in all the stairs that I build. It's just, and if you have trouble walking upstairs, you can have this even lower. You can have a 6-inch riser. It doesn't matter. If you're older and stairs are hard, you can have a 6-inch stair. So let's take this out to the sawhorse, and let's get into how we take the buttons, the square, and lay out a set of stairs. And don't be afraid. Building stairs with this square and these buttons are very, very easy to do. So come along, let's go out, have a cup of coffee, and get started on these stairs. I won't be cutting them out because, like I said, the lumber that I'm going to lay the stairs out on are my skis for the fish house. So I won't be cutting them out, but I have no problem laying out the set of stairs on those skis so that you can see how to lay out a set of stairs. And then it's just a matter of cutting them out with a skill saw. Not a big deal at all whatsoever. A skill saw, a hand saw, and you can have your stairs cut out. So come along, let me show you what that's all about. Time for coffee. Christmas present from my wife. Alright, so now we're here at the sawhorses with a piece of wood. Now this piece of wood's only 9.5 inches wide. This is a 2x8 because it's a ski for my fish house. Normally to build a set of stairs I would use a 2x12. There's another way to build the stairs. They call it points. I've never built point stairs. I don't like them. To me, a set of stairs need to be cut out of a 2x12. I am old school all the way when it comes to that stuff. Now, got a pencil here somewhere. What I do, because my squares are, like I said, 40 years old and just about worn out. What I'm going to do, normally I would make these treads 10 inches at a minimum. And like I said, I prefer 12. But because, I'm going to lay it out anyways. I'm going to lay out at 10 and we'll see what happens. What I do is I put a pencil mark on my square. And then over here, the riser part of it, I put another pencil mark. I put it at 7.5. because I like a 7.5 tread. I mean a 7.5 riser. And on this one today, because of this being a small piece of wood, I'm going to try that. So now you've got your marks, got your riser, and you got your tread. This is where the button comes in. This button you can get at any hardware store, Home Depot, anything. It is made for squares, and it is made for building stairs and rafters. You see it's got sides on it. You want to take that flat side right there and line that up with that pencil mark. And then tighten it down. And then the same thing over here. See the mark? See the flat side? There you go. Just like that. See the mark? Flat side? Tighten it down. Now, I'm just gonna, we'll slide this down just a little bit. Now, you see what you got going here? You take your buttons and just leave enough room on, this will be the top. Leave enough room, so, because what you're gonna do now is you're gonna come back with this square and lay it out that way. So you leave a little bit of room. Whoops. Take your pencil. There's my riser. Here's my tread. Now, because of these buttons are exact, so will your stairs be exact. Now we're going to slide down here. You're going to line that mark up right there. Here's the riser. Here's the tread. You following all that? And now back, you remember I talked about dividing the height between the cement floor and the top of the first floor. That gives you a number. It'll be 10, it'll be 12, it'll be 13, it could be anything. It's the number of steps that create that you know, that's 13 steps. Say your basement to your first floor is 13 steps. So you do this 13 times down through here. Now, I think you can, I'm not going to go 13 times so I don't have to. I will go one more, just so that you can see. So I'm gonna make this set of steps. Say it's for an outside of a camp, so it's 3. Okay, my measurement, I needed 3 steps. So now, I think you can still see. Okay, now what you're gonna do, you've got to your last step. Right here. So now, you've got to have this riser that way. You take this, you flip it over. You come back. You see that? Your buttons are still on there. There's your riser. So now you're going to take and slide the square down this way to the bottom of your pencil mark. You're going to go again. And now you're going to measure. See that? Now I've never moved my buttons. We got a 7.5 inch riser. So then you take your square, you come back, same buttons on this side. Hold it on the 7.5 inch mark. Look at that. Now we've got, this is the very bottom. This is the part that would be sitting on the cement floor. Well, the bottom. This is the bottom of your stairs. Cement floor, outdoors, don't matter. Camp floor, it doesn't matter. This is one step, 7.5. 2 steps, 7.5. Come back up here so you can see. So you get the bottom, get the 2nd step, 3rd step, 4th step. Same deal, put your square on here. If you want now to check to make sure you're laying your square right, you just need another, you need that angle. So you flip your square around until you get it without moving your button. See how everything stays the same? So now you come up here to the very top of the pencil mark up here. And the same thing. Draw a line. This is your tread. This is the part that your foot steps on. It's also the top of your stairs. So same deal. Only this time, because my treads were 10 inches, this time you measure over 10 inches. See that? Now this is where this one is extremely easy. There's no thinking. You can still do it if you want to, as far as playing around with your square. But you don't really need to, playing around with your buttons. You know this is 8 inches. So you put a pencil mark at 8 inches, bring your square up there, line it up with the tread. Well, at this point, well, yeah, it'll go this way just easier without taking my buttons off. Line that up with the top of your tread. Bring a pencil mark down. Now this is, see, if you had a 2x12, this is only a 2x8. 2x12, this would be a lot further, and the same thing on your bottom step. So this is the back of the stairs that nails up against the floor joist. This is your top step. Boom, 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 all the way down. Now, when you're cutting these out, cut them out with a skill saw. Follow the line. Don't pass the line with the skill saw. Follow the line, stop. Cut. Follow the line, stop. Don't pass that corner with the skill saw. Because what happens is you're cutting into your stair tread, which is going to make this weaker for the long haul on your stairs. So by stopping, then what you're going to do is you're going to take a handsaw out and you're going to finish the cut straight up and down until you get to the corner. And the same thing here. You know how a skill saw will leave a round spot at the bottom because the blade hasn't passed all the way through. So what you're doing with that handsaw is you're going straight up and down until you get to the corner. And once you get to the corner, this thing will fall right out, and boom, you've got a set of stairs. And this can go on for any height. I mean, you can have a set of stairs. Say you're building a tree stand and you want stairs up to it. You could do this for 15 feet as long as you've got a long enough 2x12 to carry your load. It's just very. I hope I laid this out for you guys simple. It's very simple to build your own stairs. I know that a lot of people are intimidated by stairs, but with a square, some buttons, and a tape measure, I hope this video will help you in your endeavors with your camp building and building your own set of stairs at home. So I will see you next time, and now I'm going to turn this 2x8 into a ski for my fish house. So I'll see you next week.